New perspectives for Gabonese education. In the near future, new information and communication technologies will be part of school programs taught throughout the country from pre-primary to secondary level. Capacity building was carried out with the support of UNESCO. Half a century following Apollo 11 mission, which took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the moon in July 1969, NSA unveils its new Artemis program to return to the moon. Artemis named after the Greek goddess of the wild nature in the Greek mythology. Chelsea did not experience the frustration of 2016 as in 2017 and 2018 the Blues managed to end the season with at least one title. Unfortunate finalist of the League Cup, third in the Premier League, the London club won the Europa League final against Arsenal 4-1 this Wednesday, 29th May 2019. These are our top stories. Stay tuned for more details in this newscast. In the near future, new information and communication technologies will be part of school programs taught in Gabon from pre-primary to secondary level. To make this possible, the staff responsible for overseeing this education benefited from capacity building initiated by the government of Gabon with the support of UNESCO. Improving the quality of education and preparing teachers to better their teaching skills for good quality education by integrating information and communication techniques is the challenge given by the government of Gabon through the opening of computer rooms in most Gabonese schools. More especially, the aim is to improve the use of IT tools by management personnel, particularly on the functions and applications of computers, discovering links and opportunities in education offered by information and communication technologies. Nowadays, nothing can be done without an ICT, the new information and communication technologies. Internet is now part of our habits. Therefore, it is in the interest of every teacher to master and get used to computer science because in the 21st century, anyone who is a few days before the end of the year exams, the advanced level exam, the general certificate of secondary education, and many others. For the learners, it is time for revisions. Our reporters went to a high school in the Gabonese capital and surprised students in the middle of revisions and caught up with one of them. Her name is Anne Esther. She is 16 years old and is in her senior year. In a few days, she will take her advanced level exam, the high school leaving certificate. Like thousands of future high school graduates, she experiences stress, a stress that often rises from the fear of unknown, the feeling that one does not control everything. This very strong desire to pass her exam, they all have it. It is the case of Ruben, who is very good at mathematics but continues to work hard every day with his classmates in order to be totally ready on D-Day. May their wish be fulfilled by passing the prestigious exam that will open the doors of university and training college for those willing to pursue their higher education, certainly for a brighter future. But for other high school graduates, it will be a great opportunity to join the business world as freelancers or work environment as employees in the private or public sector. Upon visiting France to finalize economic partnership agreements, the new Malagasy president, Andry Rajoelina, spoke with Emmanuel Macron about the thorny issue of the recovery of the scattered islands. The two presidents agreed to deal with this issue not through legal proceedings or international bodies, but on a bilateral basis by setting up a joint commission. The goal is to reach a consensual solution by June 2020, the 60th anniversary of Madagascar's independence. The Malagasy president affirmed that the membership of the scattered islands is a question of national identity and that it is necessary to find a solution to restore what Madagascar has been claiming officially since 1973. Facebook, the social network, intends to release by early 2020 its cryptocurrency called Global Coin for the benefit of its 2 billion users worldwide. The introduction of this new cryptocurrency, which will primarily use beta test during 2019, will play a major role in countries with low banking rates, particularly in Africa. Despite the piracy scandals and the high volatility that mark their journey, cryptocurrencies are booming in Africa. Formerly meant for a small circle of speculators, this phenomenon, which is alarming the financial world, is increasingly affecting the real economy. Facebook wants to internally test its own currency by the end of this year and plans to launch it in the first quarter of the year 2020 in 12 countries. Based on blockchain technology, this virtual currency could be indexed to several traditional currencies such as the US dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen in order to limit its volatility. Mark Zuckerberg's group would also be in contact with some financial companies regarding ways to allow people without bank accounts to send and receive money. Facebook would also conduct discussions with a number of online merchants who might accept its cryptocurrency as a means of payment in exchange for advantageous transaction fees. A cryptocurrency is a virtual currency that operates independently from banks and governments. It can be exchanged and traded like any physical currency. There are a large number of cryptocurrencies available with their own features and applications each. However, those with strong market capitalization remain in the minority, at least for the moment. For instance, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. NSA unveils Artemis, its program to return to the moon by 2024. In this program, there will be a woman. Artemis in Greek mythology is the goddess of wild nature, hunting, childbirth, and one of the goddesses associated with the moon.
The President of the United States has now announced that we are going back to the moon, but we are not repeating Apollo. This time when we go to the moon, he has declared it will be sustainable. In other words, we're going to go to the moon to stay.
Recent discoveries on materials present on the lunar surface motivated this exploration mission.
So we've recently discovered there's water ice on the moon. So if we can go mine those resources, we can maybe find a way to separate them and have rocket fuel, which then propels us further. It's expensive to launch things into outer space. So if we can find resources on the moon, that's less we have to launch, and that helps us really take the next step to push beyond.
As technology has evolved since the last mission in 1969, astronauts hope to have more means to provide important information about the moon.
So when we look at Apollo back in the 60s, and we look at our new programs going forward, of course technology has advanced in so many ways, we have learned so much, we have developed in different ways, but there are a lot of things very similar. You know, the challenges of entering into space and spaceflight, the risks are still there. Tremendous risks, right? And the pressures that any system faces, organization faces, are still there.
And to have the opportunity to be one of those guys that gets to say, yes, I was part of Artemis 1 when we went back to the moon, that just, I can't even describe how exciting that is for us.
The universe is in perpetual mutation. It is therefore important for scientists and especially astronauts to have precise knowledge about the stars. The first 100% English European final of this end of the season was to the advantage of the Chelsea Blues. Thanks in particular to these two strikers, the first 100% English European final of this end of the season was to the advantage of the Chelsea Blues. Thanks in particular to these two strikers, Eden Hazard, who scored 2 goals and delivered 1 assist, and who played in last match with the London club, just like Oliver Giroud, who distinguished himself with 1 goal, 1 assist, and 1 penalty. Yet the first period was rather dull in terms of goals on both sides, despite some scoring opportunities to put each team on the safer side. All along the match, Chelsea went up in speed without managing to score before rest. But the game changed when they got back from the locker room. Olivier Giroud, who had initially scored 10 goals in the competition, scored the first goal before Pedro scored the second in the 59th minute of play from an angled shot. The teammates of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, as a result, conceded a penalty which was converted by Eden Hazard, 3-0 in favor of Chelsea at the 65th minute. Despite the score, Arsenal reduced the score through the Nigerian Alex Iwobi, but Hazard put an end to Arsenal's hopes forever. 4-1 was the final score. Chelsea therefore wins the Europa League 2019 following Atletico Madrid in the last season. In spite of this victory, Chelsea will have to settle a real puzzle, the recruitment ban during the next mercato, but above all deal with the departure of the Belgian Eden Hazard on the move to Real Madrid, and who, according to the Spanish AS magazine, should be presented to the fans on Monday, June 3rd by the club of 13 Champions League titles. New perspectives for Gabonese education. In the near future, new information and communication technologies will be part of school programs taught throughout the country from pre-primary to secondary level. Capacity building was carried out with the support of UNESCO. half a century following Apollo 11 mission, which took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the moon in July 1969, NSA unveils its new Artemis program to return to the moon. Artemis named after the Greek goddess of the wild nature in the Greek mythology. Chelsea did not experience the frustration of 2016, as in 2017 and 2018, the Blues managed to end the season with at least one title. Unfortunate finalist of the League Cup, third in the Premier League, the London club won the Europa League final against Arsenal 4-1 this Wednesday, 29th May 2019. That's all for our newscast today. Stay tuned on Gabon 24 for more news.